AJ. How are you?
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Good. It's good to talk to you again. Just to let our readers know, this is AJ Prasher, and you work in product marketing electrification for industrial power systems with Caterpillar. We had a great conversation when we were at bauma together. So what have you been doing since bauma and I last saw you?
So I think I've just passed 14 years at Caterpillar. Been crafting some of our messaging since bauma for CONEXPO, and getting ready for the show.
Exactly what we've been doing, what the world has been doing, at least the construction world anyway, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement coming up for CONEXPO.
Yeah, we're really excited about it too. When we talked at bauma, you had just launched these batteries and everyone's really excited about them. So what are you planning to take with you to CONEXPO? What sizes and what are you excited about at your booth in Vegas?
Yes, I think there's more messaging around telematics, more around advanced power, and then obviously continuation around batteries. Caterpillar has been investing heavily around low carbon technologies, whether that's engines that run on biofuels today or whether that's hydrogen in the future. And so with our batteries, currently within our range, we've got 3 batteries. There's a 48 volt battery that's 32 kilowatt hours. There's a 300 volt battery that's 64 kilowatt hours. And there's a 600 volt battery that again is 64 kilowatt hours. So these are a modular design, and as customer demand increases, we expect to offer more voltages and more energy nodes to complement that current range.
That's great. And all those, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sure, and I was just going to say, sort of 48 volts gives OEMs the opportunity to keep their machine design simple, to keep in line with low voltage auxiliaries, but then they've got the opportunities to step up. If they've got productivity machines that are power hungry, they've got that range of 300 volts and 600 volts. So a real range there for customers to pick from.
And do you know if you'll have all those ranges at CONEXPO, or will just certain ones be available to see?
So I think we'll probably limit exactly how many we show on the stand, but across the different machines that we'll exhibit, there'll be all flavors of those batteries on show.
Okay, that's fantastic. So you've talked a little bit about the batteries. Is there any other technical information you can share about the batteries at the show and then what you have available?
Sure. So these are full Caterpillar design control, designed for the aggressive needs of the off-highway industry. If we look at operators, they need productivity, and it's about optimizing the performance of the battery. And the key thing there is to manage the temperature, getting the temperature up to a stable level where we can deliver that maximum power for as long as possible. And so the key thing here is to ensure that we reduce temperatures when they're too high. So we offer active liquid cooling options that again helps with ensuring the temperatures are kept stable. And then in cold weather, we've got heaters again that help us to increase the temperatures to reach the stable operating temperatures more quickly. One of the other things that we offer with every single battery is a telematics kit. So we're able to upgrade the software through the telematics kit. We don't have to send a dealer tech out to them. We can monitor the status of the battery, ensure that it's safe, and ensure that it's operating within the optimum parameters. And then the other interesting thing around batteries is we can obviously monitor the battery as the machine's performing, but we really want to know how the machine how the battery's performing when the machine's shut down. So if you've got a machine that's parked up for 2 weeks, we can communicate with the rental company to send them an alert and say, hey, please charge cycle this battery. We need to protect the life of the battery. And that's some of our life cycle benefits that we look to offer is making sure that battery is sustainable, not just not through the first week of the machine, but it's continued life throughout.
Right. And speaking of the life of the battery, what are some ways, or how can Caterpillar help operators maximize battery runtime?
Really interesting question, a difficult one. I think we've all seen challenges on highway with runtime anxiety. For example, if we look at off highway, I think site setup is 100% key here. It's about reducing the amount of acceleration, reducing the amount of braking. Both accelerating and braking increase the energy draw from the batteries and can reduce the runtime of the machine. If we look at an asphalt plant, for example, it's about reducing the gradients, reducing the distances between the pile and perhaps the truck. And then the other thing that we worked with, with our dealers is, what's the right location of the charger? Convenience is critical to any operator. So you're positioning that charger, potentially next to the canteen or next to the welfare facilities. That can really help to ensure that it's part of the, charging becomes part of the daily pattern of work. And then selecting the right charger is also, pretty important. Making sure that it's compatible, making sure that it's robust. Caterpillar knows the off-highway industry with more than 90 years worth of experience. We know that it's aggressive, and having the right charger is key to making sure you get the best out of that machine. One of the other points that is interesting to mention is how we communicate with the operator. How they accelerate, how they brake is pretty key again to the energy draw. And so how do we gamify their experience? How do we share more data with them to help them maximize it? How are they using the aircon, for example? Do we share weather warnings, for example, with them? If there's a cold snap expected, we're going to have to limit the power. It'd be nice to share them a warning in advance to plan their day out in a different way. Or if there's rain expected, we expect the payload of the bucket to be kind of increased. That will again reduce the runtime. And so there's all these things that we can do to communicate with the operator and say, hey, you might need to adapt your operation in your driving style or the site or your scheduling of operations. And that's where we can really help as Caterpillar with our extensive knowledge of a number of industries. We can share insight with operators, machine owners to get the best payback on those machines.
That's really exciting that you can actually help an operator operate his or her machine more efficiently. That's great. So last question I have are, what are some examples of equipment that are seeing success with battery power?
Again, a really interesting question. I think each sector is moving at a different speed in terms of transition. I think it's really interesting to understand some of the drivers that our customers may be experimenting with, and whether it's a sector that's affected by Scope 1 emissions. These are direct from the work site, direct from the machine, or potentially it could be Scope 2 emissions, which is essentially the carbon footprint within the fuel. Those are two different drivers where we're seeing increased transition. Secondly, you potentially got sectors where there are productivity benefits. For example, if you want to run autonomously, potentially, if you want to run at night without the noise of a diesel engine, or even if you got cheap renewable electricity, those are all things that are increasing the speed of transition. And then if we look at the machines themselves and the operation of them, if the machine's steady state, if it's low load, or it spends a lot of time idling, those are really great opportunities to move to an electric piece of equipment. And so within the Caterpillar range, we've got underground mining shovels where they want to remove the diesel exhaust emissions from underground. We've got heavy duty mining trucks where they want to run autonomously. And then we've got mini hydraulic excavators where they want to run at night in potentially urban areas, for example. But I think the whole transition to low carbon is fascinating to see. I think the great thing is our dealers will be there to support customers in their transition. Each of those customers are going to be different, but we can help them maximize their opportunities. And I'm going to be at CONEXPO. I look forward to meeting some of our customers there in Las Vegas.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing you guys in Las Vegas too. We enjoyed getting to hang out with you a little bit at bauma, and we're looking forward to that. And we wish you safe travels, and we'll see you in Vegas.
Sounds good. See you there, Laurie.